Good evening, YouTube. Well, I've been working so hard lately that I really haven't had much to, not much chance to do any videos or filming or informational videos, whatever you want to call it. So I thought I'd just give a bit of a chat. Sorry, sugar in the beer. Bit of a chat on how I get home. Now I started sort of telling you about this a bit last year, my way of getting back and everything. It's all about, really, as you know, everybody knows now by now that I live in the Philippines half a year and half a year here in the UK. I plan on returning to the Philippines, give or take, say, for argument's sake, 15th of October. So, how to go about that? Well, first of all, is you have to find the cheapest methods, the cheapest flights. When I flew over last time when I came here, it was with Saudi Airlines. The service was okay. The stopover airport in Saudi was fine, no problems there, or modern enough, and more open than what I found in places like Hong Kong, for example. It still doesn't seem to recover from COVID. Places just not open in the airport. Bit of a pain, and I've used that a few times since COVID. The Saudi one, like Heathrow, was up and running. Has been forever. Manchester, forget it. Not going there again. Nothing against the city. A few things against the football team, but I can't say too much. Mum being a United fan, so I'll keep quiet, Steve. But anyway, don't use Manchester Airport again. That was, I'm not quite sure what was going on there. The service, it was diabolical. I know it was shortly after COVID, and it was 2022, April-ish. Everything seemed to be not recovering from COVID as far as opening up, as far as customer service. There was no information anywhere, flights delayed, people on strike, KLM, which I flew with, absolute nightmare. Part of it, other parts of it was great, but the customer service again, when we got to Holland, absolute nightmare. I digress once again. So how am I getting back this time? Well, I've looked online yesterday. I think what happens is if you use the same internet provider, well, no, that wouldn't have been the case. So the same phone or whatever, same email address that comes up on the system. When you do these comparison websites, you find a lot of the time. So if you've flown with, say, KLM and you go on these comparison websites, KLM will come up a lot. This seems to be the way it happens. Same with Etihad or whoever, British Airways, whoever. And I found out this time with Saudi Airlines, which I used last time to come over here. I'll go into that a bit. The flight from Manila to Saudi was great. Meals are okay. My main problem with it was the online entertainment. You know, you got the screens in front of you, and you're supposed to be able to play games, you're supposed to be able to watch comedy series, you're supposed to be able to watch films, so on and so forth. Just wasn't working properly. All sorts of problems with it. They have these little remote control things. Didn't seem to be working. I've had this with other airlines as well, but this was once we came from Saudi to fly on to Heathrow. Same problem. Different plane, totally different plane, obviously. Same problem again. So not great, and it means a lot to have good service on an airplane for, say, 10 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours, whatever it might be. If it's just an hour across the channel, it doesn't matter, does it? But you know, if you're doing any long distance flights, which I do a lot of, service is a big part of it. Qantas, probably one of the best ones. I don't like to say that. Yeah, well, Qantas was probably one of the best ones I've ever had. That was just great. I came back a few years ago. I think I was pre-COVID, so 2019. The service on there was brilliant. I would always recommend that. Malaysian Airlines is another good one. And you fly, your stopover is obviously in Malaysia. That airport is just very easy to navigate your way through. There is a train from one terminal. If I remember right, only 2 terminals, and you navigate from one terminal to the next with like a train or an underground train, I think it was. I can't quite remember, a long time ago. But yeah, recommend that one. So Malaysian Airlines I recommend. Qantas I recommend. Saudi Airlines, which I might use this time again, because like I said, when you go onto these sites and you're looking for cheap flights, whichever one you might use, they seem to recognise that that's what you flew with last time, and so those recommendations come up. But cheap, I must say. I think it was £660 or £670 return. I won't go into the fact I never used the return visa issues and blah blah blah, but I think I've got this sorted once I get there this time. But I won't go into that now. But yeah, so Qantas, like I say, KLM, you see, when I flew from Manchester to Amsterdam, I got to Amsterdam and it was chaos. They literally, the staff there from KLM, because we'd missed our flight and it was no fault of our own, we were stuck in Manchester for hours. We got to Amsterdam, they left us all night. No help of rebooking our next flight or wherever. I had to do it all on there. You know, when you go to these airports nowadays, you can do it all yourself. They got these little online machines everywhere. You can pre-organise your seating arrangements or whatever you do, or your online check-in and everything you can do on these things. So I managed to sort that out. Managed to get myself into the flight, showed a few other people how I'd done it, but still we were stuck there for another 24 hours. Just ridiculous. But anyway, that's, you know, but once we got, and we couldn't fly on, I was supposed to have flown on from, where was it? It was from, so Manchester to Amsterdam, and from Amsterdam, a different flight was supposed to be in Amsterdam. For the life of me, I can't remember whether it was Hong Kong, wherever it is, I can't remember, or somewhere, was it towards Dubai or something? I can't remember. And then on, stop over there, and then on to Manila. That didn't happen because of I had to rebook, so I ended up flying to Bangkok. In Bangkok, we were only there about an hour and a half, and we didn't leave the plane because it was just refueling. People could get off that were going there, and so on, and a few people got back on. So once we flew from, when we took off from Bangkok to Manila, everything changed. The service was just brilliant. There was better staff on board. They weren't so stressed out. They were prepared to help. They were prepared to have a chat, and couldn't do enough for you. Enjoyed that. So I wouldn't say KLM on the whole is bad. With a lot of airlines, it depends, doesn't it? Depends if you go, for example, you go to different hotels. I'm normally a bit of a fan of sort of Premier and those sort of places because you know what you get there, you know roughly what they cost, you know, the breakfast and so on and so forth. But if you get the wrong staff working that day, that night, that evening, that morning, and it just bugs the whole thing up, and that can happen. And it's the same with any airline, you know. It depends on who's working that day. Have they had a bad weekend? Have they had an argument with their partner? You just don't know, do you? And this can have an effect on the quality of your flight, which at the end of the day, you're paying for a service and you're paying, you know, for quality of the service, even if it only is the budget version, you know, the second class, economy class as they call it nowadays. They don't call it second class and first class anymore. It's business class and economy and super economy or whatever you call it. So expensive, cheap, and cheaper, which I take. Cheap as it possibly gets. So I've managed to find a flight. I haven't booked it yet because I haven't earned enough money yet, but I'm getting there. So I'm hoping within the next, say, 4 weeks I will be booking my flight. Another thing I found in the last couple of days is I normally, when I can afford to, every now and then send money back to the Philippines. You know, whether it's to help out there or to save go to my personal savings over there or my joint savings with my wife. I haven't done it for quite a while now because I just have never earned that sort of money with booking flights and the cost of everything in cars and whatever. I never seem to earn that sort of money. But what I have found is the sterling, British pound, has gained a lot of strength since the last time I looked. And I have looked since I left the Philippines a couple of months ago. I hadn't looked, and then it was about £1 sterling was about 65 to 66 pesos. It's now gone up to over 70 pesos. Now this is brilliant news for me going. Not so much when I'm going back, that doesn't really matter, but when I'm going. So yeah, I'm hoping now to be sending some money soon. I'll send it a few times. So to help out over there, obviously things we need to do over there, things that need to be sorted out. And as I've told you before, I'm looking to buy this bike over there and a few other things I need to make life a bit more comfortable, a little more bearable, you know. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to going back again, which I've You know, obviously I always am, but it's not for another, what is it, 3 months yet. You know, so not till October, middle of. So what are we in now? We're in June, aren't we? So July, August, September. So do you know, it's almost 4 months until I fly. If I can carry on working as I am at the moment, which is pretty non-stop, more or less, then maybe I can go a little bit earlier. But the more I can earn, the more bearable it makes things going, and living there. A bit more money to spend, a bit more travelling maybe when I'm over there, and new transport, which I'm looking forward to. So basically, yeah, with the Sterling Galen getting stronger again, what it really means, the bike I wanted, don't want to buy when I go back next time, was going to cost me a little over 1,000, and just with this little bit of a difference, I can get the same bike now for about 900, say 950 or whatever. So you know, it makes quite a difference, up to about £100 all told when you sort of that sort of money, which is brilliant. So yeah. Anyway, I think I've been rabbiting on long enough now. I'll give it a rest, give you a break, and like I said, I'm working a lot at the moment. I'm back into work again tomorrow night. I've worked most of the weekend. Back in tomorrow night, which is Sunday night. Monday off, back in Tuesday, and so on. So plenty of work coming in. Things are looking good. The storms have passed. Rain this morning as I came from work, early hours this morning, but it's been dry most of the day, so bearable. The heat seems to have disappeared a bit, which doesn't really affect me because obviously I'm used to the heat of the Philippines, so it doesn't really worry me anymore. And plus, when I'm here, I'm sat in the shade under the trees, gazebo. So anyway, I'm rabbiting on again. Anyway, I'll let you go. Everybody like, subscribe, and all that sort of jargon, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.